think the snow is done. We haven't had snow almost this whole month.
No, not as of yet. It's
Wow.
good.
Shit, I don't miss it.
How do they say the night is young now?
Okay, we're gonna continue on with the Osho, first in the morning. Day 46. Man has lived at war too much. Outside he fights with others, inside he fights with himself, as if he knows only one way to live, and that is fighting. In the name of politics, fight with others. In the name of religion, fight with yourself. This is why we have created misery. Fighting cannot bring peace. One has to learn how to drop this old pattern of constant fighting. My approach is that of non-resistance, of no fight. No fight is needed because this is our existence. We are part of it. It is not inimical to us. It is not against us. It is not going to devour us. It has given birth to us. It nourishes us. It is very friendly, very motherly. Your body is your friend and your mind too. You just have to know how to use them. Let this be your foundation. Outside, be friendly with existence. Inside, be friendly with everybody, with yourself too. Which is the hardest? People don't love themselves. That is the last thing they ever do. It is easy to love the enemy. It is very difficult to love yourself. You know yourself too well. How can you love yourself? But the person who can love himself can love all. Love thyself, and you are bound to love your enemies and everybody else. If you can love yourself, you have fulfilled the basic condition of love. Out of that love arises peace, and peace is the door from which we start having our messages of godliness. And
It reminds me of something I heard where it's like to truly love yourself, you have to like forgive yourself, forgive others.
If I may also I think that might, warring and anger may come from resentment of which you haven't achieved. But I think that if you were to find contentment or seek contentment in what you have achieved and what you will achieve, you will calm your sense of bitterness at yourself, and in turn resolve your bitterness with the world and with others. But you must find contentment in order for that to happen. And I think that's the hardest task, is to be okay with where you are while still striving to make more out of yourself in terms of happiness.
Day 47. Love contains my whole message. Love yourself, that is the beginning. Then love those who are close to you. Then love the world. Then love the whole cosmos. Then, only then will you be able to love God. The journey begins from one's self and ends in God. These are the two banks of the river. You are on one bank, God is on the other, and love is the bridge. The bridge passes over the whole of the river, but people are very afraid of love. That's why they go on praying. They never understand what they are doing. Their prayer is just ignorance. Unless it is full of love, it can't be true. Their lives miss love, but they continue going to the churches and the temples. That is absolutely absurd. Unless you live in love, you can't enter any temple of God. And one who lives in love need not enter a temple. He is already in it. Remember this simple message and try to live it, because this is not a doctrine to be believed in, but a life to be evolved. Bloom in love, release the fragrance of love, that is prayer. And only the fragrance of love reaches God, nothing else. End.
There was a young man that I listened to, he usually came on, I think, Channel 11. Well, that's, I think back in the 70s, 80s, his name was Louis Butskaya, and he spoke about love. And it was kind of strange to me, because I lived in a dilapidated neighborhood on 75 South Shore. And the only thing I could find good about the neighborhood, other than when it snowed outside, everything was white. But other than that, in the spring and summer, you looked out your window, you had mud in front of your place. I think it was only one building across the street from us that had grass on it. Kind of being facetious, but not too much in front of ours. And you have to, once again, find a bit of sense of peace in yourself, and sometimes hard to find good in others. But if you can find good in others, you can eventually find it in yourself. And it's not always easy to maintain, but everything is possible if you try.
Day 48. No other time, no other century has talked as much about love as we do. And the constant talk gives the illusion that we know what love is. We are deceiving others, we are deceiving ourselves too. Man is dying without love, because as the body needs food, the soul needs love. It is a must. But food you can manufacture, you can create, you can cultivate. With love, you have to learn a totally new technique, the technique of being relaxed, open, available. It is risky, it is dangerous to be open, to be vulnerable, because one never knows what is going to happen, so people keep themselves closed. In being closed, they feel secure. There is security, but life disappears. They are dead even when they are alive. They are almost in their graves, secure, safe, everything guaranteed, no fear. But if there is no life, what is the point of all these guarantees? A real life is always adventurous, and love is the greatest adventure. It is going into the unknown. It is allowing existence to take possession of you. And existence can take possession of you only if you are ready to dissolve into it. In that dissolution, love grows. When you are not, love is, and that's how godliness happens. Love is the beginning of godliness. Love is the harbinger of godliness, the first ray of the sun. And Day 49. The moment you are ready to risk for that which is invisible, for that which is beyond words, beyond logic, beyond mind, for that which can never be measured, for that which can never be reduced to a system, you are taking a quantum leap. The mind will call it madness, but that madness is real sanity. That madness is the most precious phenomenon in existence. It is because of a few mad people that humanity has not lost contact with godliness. A Buddha here, a Jesus there, a Muhammad somewhere else. Just a few people, but they remained in contact with existence, and through them the whole humanity has remained in contact with existence. Sannyas means taking a jump into the unknown, into the immeasurable, into the unbounded. It needs courage because the boat is very small and you're going into the infinite ocean. But even if you are lost in the infinity of the ocean, you will have gained. Even if you are drowned in it, you will be gained. You will be gaining, not losing. You will be resurrected. You will attain a higher plane of being. Those who go on cling to the shore are so afraid of the ocean that they deny, saying, "There is no ocean at all. This is all imagination, poetic, mystic imagination. There is no ocean. The shore is all. May live a little comfort in a cozy, small world of their own, but they are losing every moment. They are losing the great opportunity of growing up, of becoming mature, of going beyond death, of entering existence." And Day 50. God has not to be approached through logic, but through love. To approach him through logic is to miss him. Logic is the sure way to miss God. It prohibits, it hinders. God cannot be caught in a logical net. The logical net is crude and God is so subtle. He is not like a fish, he is more like water. You can catch a fish in a net, but not the water. The water will escape. The only way to know God is through love. And remember, I say the only way. It is only love that opens your heart to the beauty of existence, to the grandeur of all that is. And that grandeur is God. The glory of existence is God. There is a constant celebration going on. It is a dance, beginningless, endless, but our hearts are closed and we go on thinking about God through the head. The head is the wrong place. As far as God is concerned, he is headless. Day 51. There are 3 levels that human energy can rise to. The first is sex, the second is love, the third is prayer. It is the same energy moving higher, becoming less and less gross, becoming more and more subtle. Sex is energy moving downward. It functions under the law of gravitation. Earth pulls it down. It is earthy. It is physiological, biological, chemical. Science can study it. It is available to scientific methodology. It is material. Love is higher. It is exactly between sex and prayer. Part of love is available to us, just a little bit penetrates at times. A part of it is available to all human beings, but the other part penetrates time and is available only to those who start moving into the inner search, only to the religious people. The first part that is available to ordinary human beings is unconscious. The second part is conscious. When love becomes conscious for the first time, you experience something that is beyond gravitation, that does not go downward but moves upward. And the third is prayer. Sex goes downward, love goes upward, prayer goes nowhere. It is a state of being. Sex is movement, so is love. They move in polar opposite directions. But prayer is a still point. There is no movement, no journey, no pilgrimage. You simply are. In that profound silence and stillness, you are simply are. You become aware of godliness. The whole existence becomes full of godliness. And it's not only that you experience godliness, people who come close to you, people who are open to you, will also feel something strange, mysterious, miraculous. They will have a whiff of the unknown. In some moments, they may become aware of a certain aura around you. That is the fragrance of prayer. And Day 52. Ordinarily, man is empty, hollow. That is his misery. He wants to be full, hence he goes on stuffing himself with food, with sex, with alcohol, with money, with things, with all kinds of gadgets that technology makes available. But still the inner emptiness remains as empty as ever. In fact, one starts feeling it more when surrounded by all kinds of things. In contrast to all those things, the inner looks very poor. The search for money, power, and prestige is basically to create a fullness of being. But it is a wrong direction. It is not the way to become full. The way to become full is by love. prayer, grace. There is only one way to become full, to be pregnant with existence, to be available to existence and to all its glory and splendor. That's what my teaching is. In essence, love existence and you will be full. Love unconditionally and you will be overflowing. And the moment you start overflowing is the moment of coming home. One has arrived and there is tremendous contentment. And Day 53. We have the potential to be fully awakened, but we may not actualize it. That is our responsibility. We have the seed and the soil and the climate and everything that is needed, but still you may not drop the seed into the soil. You may keep the seed, you may treasure it behind locked doors and it's still safe. Then the potential will remain only a potential. Your life will remain just an unfulfilled opportunity. That's why millions of people are suffering. There is only one suffering I know of, and that is not to be that which you are capable of being. That is the only suffering in the world. All else is minor, insignificant. The real suffering is to go on missing the opportunity to transform your potential into a reality. Only a few people know the paradise of life. Others are absolutely unaware of the splendor and great blessing and the benediction that is existence. End. Day 54. The moment you know the Supreme Self, you become an emperor. Before that, you remain a beggar. Self-knowledge makes you aware of your kingdom for the first time. The kingdom is not of the outside. All outside kingdoms are false. They are sandcastles or houses made of playing cards. At any moment they can disappear. Just a little breeze is enough to destroy them. But there is another kingdom too, the kingdom of within. And that is the true kingdom, the true treasure. To know it is to possess it. The very knowing is its possession. It is ours, we have just forgotten about it. It is not lost, simply forgotten. Hence, religion is basically nothing but a remembrance. Meditation, prayer, and all other techniques are just a help to remember who you are. The moment you have remembered, recognized your reality, you don't have any desires because all is fulfilled. All that you ever needed is already available. Existence has given it to you from the very beginning. Existence does not make beggars, it only makes emperors. End. Day 55. There is nothing more valuable than meditation. The people who have not tasted meditation are the poorest in the world. They may have all the riches, but they are still beggars because they have not yet known the real treasure. The treasure that cannot be destroyed by death. The treasure that cannot be taken away from you. The treasure that you are. We are carrying an inexhaustible treasure of diamonds, but we are not exploring it. We have completely forgotten to explore our own inner world. We become too obsessed with the outside. We become so outwardly, so extrovert that not only do we not explore the inside, we don't believe that there is any inside. That's why people say there is no soul, no God. In fact, they are saying there is no interiority to man. They are saying there is no interiority to existence. They're talking nonsense because the outer cannot exist without the inner, nor can the inner exist without the outer. And
It's one of my beliefs that the body is the soul, and vice versa.
so you gotta take care of your body, you know? Take it for granted and, you know, it's not good.
Too oftentimes people tend to separate like the physical and the spiritual,
Yeah.
and for that reason people don't treat their body as if it is spiritual.
Yeah.
We're not like human beings having a spiritual experience, we're spirit beings having a human experience, you know?
Yeah. I think you're like the third person that told me that. Cool.
Can't get being a human being confused with being human. Human beings and being human are two different things.
Yeah. Meditation is a way to obtain peace. It is not a cultivation of peace, but an awareness of your thoughts, awareness of what you are doing, thinking, feeling, a three-dimensional awareness. One dimension is action, the second dimension is thought, the third dimension is feeling. All these dimensions have to be watched silently with no judgment. Slowly, slowly a miracle starts happening. The more you watch, the less there is to watch. When your watchfulness becomes perfect, your mind stops completely, ceases completely. And in that cessation of the mind is peace. Peace comes as a byproduct of meditation. Then it is true, then it is a bridge between you and existence.